Both of us pulling up, believe in love. Yeah, I feel faded as fuck. Yeah, I feel faded as fuck. Yeah, I feel faded as fuck. Hey, leave me alone. Hey, don't call my phone. Yeah, I feel faded.
Alright, we back. You know what I'm saying? It's another episode of No Gray Area. It's been a while since we've been here. So we just gonna kind of talk about what we've been up to since then and, just life in general. So I'm gonna introduce myself. It's been a while. My name is Mac One.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. Hope you enjoyed it.
Why you sound so tall? Yo, can you unfold your arm?
Yo, I'm cold, bro. I'm cold. I told you.
Hey man, welcome back to No Gray Area. It's Hunter Woods. You ain't seen my stuff, go subscribe to my channel, Hunter Woods. And yeah, let's get the podcast.
Do that
going.
shit. We're gonna have the link in the description. Alright, so here we are. It's been a while. We went away for a little bit. Myself and this guy, the whole 2020, we were on a deployment. We left in what, January?
We left in January and came back in August.
Yeah, left in January, came back in August. And we're gonna talk about what the world. Oh! Alright, we back. So like I said, the whole 2020, we were on deployment. My guy, you was back here in the States, in the midst of COVID. And so what I was saying is, we're gonna talk about what the world was before we left in January and what it was when we came back in August. So when we left, the world was wide open, you know what I'm saying? It was regular, you know what I'm saying? When we came back, what nobody's lips looked like, you know what I'm saying? It was just different, So
Wasn't nobody's lips.
you didn't see no lips, man. I was like, what the fuck is that on, man? So it's it kind of like just the transition of when we left, we was eating out at restaurants and we come back,
You can't go nowhere.
They not even open. So it's like, wow, you know what I'm saying? It's you can't even move how you want to move, you know what I'm saying? So first I want to talk about what the pandemic was like for you because you were here, and then we'll kind of give our perspective on that as we were out to sea.
So, when we first saw about the pandemic, we saw everything going on back over there in China. We saw everything unfolding up there. And then everybody kind of figured that eventually it was going to come here. It was just something that everybody knew. And then sooner or later we did see that, people were coming from China and they were bringing back the virus with them.
Were you scared at first? Like when it started bubbling, were you actually alarmed?
I was scared because I didn't know what it was. So, I didn't know how severe it was, and since it didn't really hit the U.S., I didn't really see a lot of news about it or anything really to expect about it. So that's really the only thing I was kind of nervous about it. But the thing that was kind of nerve-wracking the most was just wondering how people were going to react. And I think people reacted in a really weird way.
So it wasn't what you predicted?
No, because at the same time we have police riots going on, but we also have
about that.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, we also have a global pandemic.
I only saw that on Twitter.
Exactly. So
I could only see that from what he showed me on Twitter.
Yeah, because outside of my house, I was getting videos of people was doing protests. Did you see protests?
I didn't see protests, but then again, I didn't really go out. So I only saw videos of protests, people getting ran over from basically angry drivers.
People getting ran over. Why you say that so casually?
That's a wild statement. People was getting ran over.
People was just getting ran over.
Yeah.
But I think seeing both happen at the exact same time really showed how ill people reacted towards both. People were rioting, or not rioting, people were protesting for right reasons, but at the same time, innocent people were getting hurt in the midst of it. Businesses were getting broken into, businesses were getting vandalized, people were getting ran over, and and it's all for something that makes sense. Something that people are protesting for, rightfully so. And
this was police brutality protest, right?
Police brutality, unlawful arrest and everything, and at the same time, COVID is still going around. So it was just a really weird time to see. It was definitely, what was on my mind was wondering what you guys were seeing, because you're not really able to see news.
Hey,
It kind of wasn't real.
Let me tell you the funniest thing to me that happened. When we were on the ship, right? We were on deployment for 7 months. We had to practice. We didn't hit not one point because COVID hit. We were on the ship for 7 months.
7 months straight. All we seen was steel.
All we seen was waves and still.
Couple dolphins.
Yeah, and a sea turtle. But hey, we had to practice having COVID on the ship 2 days before we pulled in.
We had to
Everybody had to practice wearing masks.
we had to
Everybody
one
had
way.
to practice walking like
Yeah,
NASCAR.
one way.
You could only turn left, NASCAR style, and we had to basically practice having COVID on the ship for
I think it was like a 24-hour period or something.
for like 2 days, right?
Something like that.
Before we pulled in, and that was the weirdest thing to me. I don't know. I guess like wearing masks and stuff was so
uncomfortable.
it was alienated. Like I never done that in my life.
Yeah, you can't even you couldn't even eat. You had to have a designated time to go to the mess decks and eat, and that was so weird. You know what I mean?
And then we come back, and what we thought was weird was times 10 whenever we got back here and like actually saw what was happening.
Yeah, but at the same time though, I feel like we really didn't even feel it like you felt it, because when we came
We kind of
back,
skipped all the bad stuff.
yeah,
for
we
real.
didn't. I don't know like people being like fearful to come outside, because when we came back, you know what I mean?
That sounds so funny to me.
Yeah,
People are scared to walk
scared
outside.
to go outside. Like when we came back, it was low key kind of open. You know what I mean?
I saw a thing the other day I never learned about until like a couple of days ago. It said at first during COVID, the CDA or whatever, the federation that approves like masks and stuff, they said that masks didn't CDC, right?
Yeah.
They didn't approve masks because the virus was too small to go through the mask to breathe it in. But then later on they said yes, masks were like a mandatory thing.
It was.
I just learned about that.
I know they disapprove, and I know they still don't allow people to wear masks with vent valves in them.
Mhm.
I don't remember what the whole.
That's kind of counterproductive.
Yeah,
though.
I don't remember the spiel about it. I don't know the whole process behind that. Obviously, I'm not a fucking scientist, so.
Bro, I thought you was a scientist.
But
Yeah,
you want
me
to work
too.
for NASA
Yeah.
though?
Me too.
You better get right.
Me too.
Come on, Ice Cube.
Ice
But,
Cube's a pimp.
It was definitely crazy to see the way people were reacting. I think this was definitely a good eye opener for a lot of people. I'm not saying if it happens again, it's gonna go any better, but I don't think that. I think this time people are gonna worry less about fucking how much toilet paper they have to wipe their own ass, and taking all the paper towels and
They were buying out grocery stores.
everything.
Yeah,
Everything.
tell us about that experience.
It was
because-
like bunker
yeah,
style.
I want to
They
hear
were
that.
like
I want to
in a
hear that.
bunker.
Yeah.
So I didn't hoard anything. That's the honest to God truth. I did not hoard
Question:
anything.
Did you have a Costco membership? Before
Absolutely.
the pandemic? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you
I'm
knew about
I'm
the
a
pandemic.
religious Costco member.
So you knew about the pandemic.
Yeah, I knew. It's just the only thing about it is that I didn't want to be the person to take away from a family that needed it more than I
That's a
did.
fact.
So at that time, I had newborn kids. Not newborn, but they were like 4 or 5
You had
months.
infants.
Right. So people were buying out. It started off with people buying out toilet paper, so people weren't able to get toilet paper. And then eventually people realized that they could also wipe their ass with hand towels. So they started.
It's kind of rough.
Yeah, it is. If you like sandpaper, absolutely.
Hey, pause. Before we go any further, the gym I go to, they have bidets on the toilet. Y'all ever used a bidet?
With that shit when the shit splash your ass?
High PSI water goes into your butthole.
I've never felt that. I don't want to feel
Hey.
that.
After I got
You
over
about
the
to say you
fact,
like it.
after the fact I got over that there was water protruding my butthole, it was kind of nice. And I didn't.
But you wash your butt good?
I did the rest of my workout, and I felt so clean. I felt light on my feet. Everything felt great.
That's pretty cool, bro. People
And like,
yeah.
I've been thinking about investing in a bidet now.
You gotta get a bidet in your house.
Anyways, go on. Sorry.
So after it was paper towels, people started buying out. They were getting close to buying out baby wipes, and that was a real shell shocker for me because that's something that I really needed.
You need it for those for your kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I started seeing that, I just started buying more, baby tissues in bigger bulk because there was just no way that I was going to run dry with those. And then after that, for some reason, people started hoarding like eggs and milk and just stuff that was going to expire at some point. And I don't understand the concept behind that. More power to you people if you did that. By the way, you're awful people. Yeah, hit my line up. But
Bro, you got the Ice Cooper shirt on. You ready to shoot everybody.
You just want to go crazy.
those people were like, I saw videos of people, of some dude in Costco. I don't know where it was at, but some dude got cut with a wine bottle because
Well, like they broke the bottle.
yeah, and they were like about to cut him, or they did cut him or something because of, I think it was just some stupid item at Costco or something.
That's how it is on Black. It was like Black Friday
Every day.
Oh, shoot.
It was, people were really acting in a really childish way. I mean, I understand that people were scared, but at the same time, you have to realize that everybody's here sharing the world with each other, and it's kind of like at that moment people started really showing how little they cared for each other. And in the same way, they were worried about COVID, but they were getting so involved with each other that it kind of defeated the purpose.
I have a question. Do you think the pandemic, like, helped, I don't know, like, help people, like, see that they're kind of, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's some people that I
That they're
think,
kind of like what?
Like,
They're true.
they're selfish.
Like they're cockroaches.
Like you, cockroaches. Like they really
Cockroaches.
showed themselves. Like, do you think people?
absolutely, but
You think the pandemic was kind of good for us
I
as
think,
humans?
see, the thing about people who have that type of mindset and who just like shake when these kinds of things happen, it's understandable why you would be scared during something like this because you just don't know what to expect. I mean, the last time that we had a really big, major world pandemic
Spanish flu.
was the Spanish flu.
What was that? Like
1917, I think. And that was nowhere as near as bad. This is nowhere as near as bad as that. But I think those people who reacted that way won't realize the way they reacted because I think they're just stuck in their head too
I've
much.
also
You know what I
heard
think?
like
Go ahead.
he say, she say about. I've also heard like he say, she say about COVID is like no worse than just the yearly flu that people get, and like once you get it once, it won't die. Like it'll like.
You might go get it again.
Yeah, and then on the same note, I've heard that in that conversation, hospitals that report one COVID death get like an extra $10,000 to
That's
$100,000 per
That's-
death.
That's
funding.
true. That's
so like,
true.
say a guy dies in a car wreck, but he tests positive for COVID on like his like coroner
Autopsy.
exam or whatever they do. Then they claim that as a COVID death and not a car wreck death,
The
and they get
hospital
like an
gets
extra
funding for it.
$100K.
That's actually true.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, that is true. It's really, it didn't happen exactly per se the way I'm about to say it, but it would be like you would get hit by a bus, and then when the ambulance arrives or whenever the doctor says, well, how did he die? Say, well, he got hit by a bus, but he sneezed right before it, so he might have COVID. Oh, well, just put it as
Like,
COVID-related
he was
death.
showing a COVID symptom.
Yeah.
So like,
That's not a true, that's not a real scenario,
And, like-
but that's just a way to put it in
Yeah.
perspective. But yeah, I think that part is. I'm pretty sure they came out publicly and actually said something about that, because I know a lot of how do I say it, low populated city hospitals weren't getting as much, it's fucked up to say, but business as they would have preferred. So what they were doing was just putting the cause of death as COVID, even though it might have not been COVID related completely.
Do you think, so I'll take you back to what you said about the Spanish flu, how COVID was nowhere near as bad as that, right? I agree with you. But I feel like the fact that we had like social media and we saw everything, it amplified it to a whole new level, which caused people to freak out. I think that definitely plays a huge part in that. Cause like, bro, we're like, we see everything. Like, we literally see everything that happens in the world on social media. We not supposed to see all that shit. Like, that shit is a lot of information for a human being. So, like, I just feel like just the overload of information just sent people in a fritz. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. I think that definitely had a play a part into it. And I don't want to say that people are stupid or anything like that. I don't want to discourage anybody, make them feel terrible, make them feel like they're a piece of shit in life. Definitely not a good person, but it's just kind of like, I think moments like these really show how we need to react. And I think as messed up as a situation that this is, I'm not saying that the people who died in COVID, died, I'm not saying that they died for nothing or anything like that, but I'm saying, I think we should take this in the event that something really big does happen in a no shit scenario, and we should really just look back at this and think, maybe we just shouldn't have reacted like this, this badly. We should definitely stay indoors the next time this happens, definitely wear a mask, and just not, be so petty about it.
I think it'll be better next time.
I hope so.
And I say this because, like, I just brought up the social media thing before. Like, this is so new to everyone to be able to see everything. So I feel like when that does happen, whenever this shit happens again, like, people will be kind of more used to seeing everything, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they'll handle it better. Well, I hope. You know what I'm saying? One could only hope, but just like a natural progression of evolution, when you go through certain things, you should handle it better the next time, because this is a new world than it was in 1917, a total new world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I just feel like just the current state of everything was also a big part of how everybody reacted to it.
Yeah, I think so too. I definitely have faith in people progressing past whatever you want to call this. I always like to believe that people can change, and I would hope that people do change the next time, because it's just weird to see people just be selfish like that, just hoard everything. Like, I saw some lady one time at Target, and she had a whole basket full of the 24 pack of Bounty hand towels. Like a whole basket full. She had the undercarriage full. She had 2 of those huge ass packs in the main basket, and then 1 more on top. And nobody stopped her.
You saw this? Or
yeah,
this
I legit saw
When
this.
did they start putting a cap on how much people could get?
Way
So they were
further.
just buying our grocery stores.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like, you went in down the aisles and you did not see a single pair. You didn't even see, like, the small boxes of tissue that you use to blow your nose when you're sick. You didn't even see that. So, like, I couldn't even order directly from the company online. And somehow I would get to Costco in the morning, right when they open, and they would let first responders and elderly people go in first and get their whole
Dang.
vibe thing first. So that's cool, you know what I mean? I'm all about that. Elderly people need their shit too. And first responders are out there doing it too, so help them out too. And I remember I would wait in line outside of Costco, and that shit would start wrapping around the store. And this first thing that I would do would go back, and I remember if
How
I needed
long
to.
was the line?
It was really long, like really.
I can't
really
imagine like this happening in America. Like,
I kind of wish I'd seen it, bro.
like to some extent, I'm glad we didn't have to go through this.
Yeah.
But what we were going through was worse than this.
I think so. I definitely think so.
To get you on like to wrap your head around what we were doing while COVID was going on. So we were on the ship, and COVID wasn't a thing before we left. So nobody on our ship had it. So we didn't have to like adhere to none of the
We
rules.
were
or
quarantined
anything.
for 7 months. Go ahead.
Right, yeah, we were quarantined. And we were just working like 16-hour days, and on Monday through Saturday, and then Sunday you would get like an 8-hour day, and that was your quote-unquote break. So that's how we were having it while COVID was happening. We came back in August in the midst of all this stuff. So yeah.
That shit was it was just, everything was just so the same to us. Like we just didn't, like that just seemed, it didn't seem real, you know?
Yeah.
Like the way y'all were living, it just didn't seem real to us.
Even
it was
like my mama and her boyfriend picked me up when we pulled back in, right?
Mhm.
It was my mama, her boyfriend, and Rebecca, and they were like, you know, you're about to experience a whole new world whenever you like come back in, like Aladdin, you're in a whole new world,
Sick.
right? And I was like, yeah, whatever, you know, I gotta wear this stupid mask, take this off real quick. But it didn't really set in until I was on a 2-week vacation after deployment, and I couldn't do nothing but go work out.
That's it. That's really
All we did was work out. It felt like deployment, but without watch.
And without
All the stressors of deployment.
yeah,
But
all
like,
the stresses, yeah.
as a, like, I mean that's not like the workload, but what we could and couldn't do is like, for fun we work out.
Mm-hmm.
We can't go out and do anything, so for fun we're gonna work out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was
How was it for you transitioning?
honestly, it wasn't that bad.
Honestly, my day-to-day routine is like
it's pretty
work.
much the same. Yeah.
in the gym. So like I'm not no crazy out and wild person, so
Yeah, everything is just routine. You just get back to
the gyms were closed, but you could still find a loophole every, you know.
Yeah.
Like
You don't need a bunch of
we were
equipment to
working
get
out
in
out of the back of my car in a parking lot.
Hey, Mobile Gym. It's an episode
Yeah.
on his YouTube. Go check that out.
So-
We'll put that link in the description as well.
But you know, we found a way around it until the gyms opened up again. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of
Yeah, but it really didn't affect me
affect
like
us
that.
day to day.
Like that's what I'm saying. We didn't really feel it like that. Like what y'all went through with just being locked down, not being able to go anywhere really. And when you do go places, you got a capacity of like 4 people or some crazy stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You're in a long ass line fighting to get bounty paper towel. You know what I'm saying? Like
you gotta get the Walmart brand paper towels, and you're fighting over the crappy
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying. Like we didn't have to go through that, so I can't even say I went through COVID because I didn't even feel that. Like I don't know what it's like to just be scrapping to get you know, just
I never
basic
even went
household
Black Friday
goods.
shopping before, so I don't
Yeah.
know.
Was it really like Black Friday? Would you compare it to that?
It was pretty crazy. It was quite the ordeal. That's about as good a way I can say, because
You might need to name this that episode quite the ordeal.
Quite
Because-
an ordeal.
You would. So I think Costco opens at like 9 or 10 or something like that. So I would get off of work early. I'd stand in line, and I'd be like the 5th, 6th person. And then once they finally let everybody in, everybody would just shoot towards the back of Costco. And
You see any fights?
no, people started getting really, really heated, and then there's people who are stupid, and then
Cockroaches.
Yeah, and would just
La cucaracha.
they would just kind of like pay no mind to anybody else, and they would just get in there and under any circumstances just take what's theirs and then dip. And they pay for it and all that.
They
kind of
got
stuff.
no. I wonder how it was in the South, because up here it's a little different than it is from where me and Justin are from. Because I don't know if they reacted to it the same as we did.
In the South, respect is law.
Yeah.
So I could see definitely some violence going on. I could definitely see some violence because it's just, I don't know, man. I'm curious. But up north too, like a place like New York, I could see it being crazy too because people are like.
I mean, you would see people getting attacked and stuff in New York because it's just like, because the thing that was also going on was, like I said, the police brutality and everything, and people were just on edge, because.
It's crazy that we just missed all this. Like,
yeah. Like
I can't wrap my mind around that yet.
I think people started getting. That dude's tripping.
he gonna get a speeding ticket.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Why is he in a rush for? He's in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's
Look,
probably
man, he ain't from the South.
he's probably one of those people we're talking about. But
That's a cockroach.
Yeah.
That's a cockroach.
yeah.
He probably don't wear his mask either.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
But so I think during the thing of this, I think I don't want to say it in per se, but I think it was also the fact that the global pandemic was happening, and I feel like racial tensions between people, an unspoken racial tension between people, was going on because police brutality was happening, and everybody was trying to understand what was going on. But then you had these people on the sidelines that were saying, "You just don't understand from my point of view," and it's just kind of like everybody was arguing about something. Everybody was on edge about something.
But to take it back to what I asked you, do you think the pandemic was good for humans? And I think it is.
Humans or America?
Let's just say America. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everybody else
about it.
everybody else is handling pretty well. Who am I talking about? America, because it really made us look at ourselves in a real way. It made us look at ourselves. It really showed us what we really.
Everybody acted out on Snap,
really,
and then whenever everybody's sitting at home not doing shit, you can kind of look back and be like, "Yo, we
was wildin'.
We really acted like that."
I hope people really do look back at it, and at least the people who were hoarding and the people who were just being blatantly disrespectful to everybody. I really hope that if you are that person, I really hope you just take the time to look at how you acted. It just isn't pretty fun.
And it kind of sucks because it's in the social media area, and everybody else gets to see it too. So it's like, can you imagine how
Everybody
crazy?
knows how America is.
Yeah, bro, we look mad crazy out here. You know what I mean? Like as a unit, we look crazy. Yo,
It was crazy, man. It really was crazy, And then on top of that, you have, people shooting places up.
That's nah.
I ain't hear about that.
No, you talking about like
public shootings and stuff like that. Like
that's not new. That's been America.
No, I know, but I'm saying like, it seems like I don't want to say it's been happening a lot more, but it was just kind of like that's something on top of
like people were mad about everything else, so they're like, let's just throw this in here.
No, it was just kind of like, you remember when it would be really irresponsible for me to call him crazy, but you remember the guy who shot up that movie theater during the Dark Knight Rises?
The Batman dude?
Yeah. Like, I think that happened once or twice during COVID. And
really?
It was wait. I
never heard about this.
Yo, there was mass shootings during COVID.
Yeah, they're really because it's just like.
What was the mass? The mass was home.
Maybe this was just a scam.
Yo.
Maybe this was just a scam to cover up something greater than COVID.
It's probably a YouTube documentary he talked
It's
about.
something like it's something underlying all this.
Yeah.
That was going on at the time that they just needed like a headline to
like
cover it.
you guys seen the guy who went inside? I can't remember what exactly it was, but he killed like 8 Asian people. Like he shot up. This was
Nah,
recent.
I never saw this, dog.
No,
Like-
I didn't know. I had no idea. Like I really
I heard about Lynn Haven Mall.
Yeah, and then in Virginia Beach too. I think
Two
someone.
shootings in recently in Lynn Haven Mall.
That's what I'm.
Wait, like recently?
Yes.
Yeah, like people were getting attacked, and that. And
I know
that-
somebody got killed out in Virginia Beach a couple weeks ago, but like it was a somebody was shooting. in the
Not
mall.
everybody, just like a specific target.
Damn, that's crazy.
But
That's
that's still, that's still like you can get caught in the crossfire.
Damn, I was just at Lynn Haven
I'm-
Mall. Y'all were talking about shooting. I had no idea.
I'm out with my mama shopping at Abercrombie and Fitch, and here goes my mama. Boom. Oh.
That's what I'm saying. And the thing is that, you know, you would imagine that you feel so safe if you have a gun next to you. But from what I've heard about, like people who've been interviewed, okay, so you guys remember? I don't know if you remember this, but the shooting in Las Vegas during that country concert, someone was in the
Yeah,
hotel.
they shot from the hotel.
Right.
Yeah.
People who had guns holstered on them said that they couldn't even shoot the guy that was shooting from the hotel because they were afraid the police were going to shoot them, thinking that they were the main shooter. Isn't that kind of crazy? That
That
even
seems-
even with a gun, you still aren't protected. I mean, if you see the guy, obviously I would hope that you just shoot the bastard.
Yeah, but then
But-
they're gonna shoot you because they think you're the shooter.
That's what I'm saying. Like with a trigger-happy police officer,
And that dude's just trying to. That police officer is just thinking he's doing what's right, but really, no.
yeah, it's crazy when you think about that because you.
But yeah, man. Just to sum it up, everything you just said,
Yeah.
we live in a very, very like weird time. It kind of feels like limbo a little bit. You know
What's
what I'm
that
saying?
mean?
Just
Like the game Limbo when you dodge the.
where like
Oh.
you're like in a very like awkward position and you just don't really
Like
know.
anything you say or can do can be like twisted or turned in a way to go
Yeah,
against you.
it's just weird. It's just a weird time. Like you don't, like it's awkward. You know what I'm saying?
I think everybody is just trying to figure everything out right now. I think everybody's just trying to find the answer to what's going on.
And we will. I believe. I have to believe that.
Absolutely, I think
Yeah.
eventually everything will be explained. But people are just being impatient, or maybe they just don't want to hear what's going to happen, and they're afraid of what might happen. But I think everybody is trying to figure out
That's
what is going on.
I feel like that's in general in life though. Like I feel myself if I'm at work and I don't know about a certain system or the knowledge of this and something bad happens, I'll automatically freak out more than if I'm more familiar with this system or this piece of equipment. It's like, oh, I do this all the time. If that happens, I just do this.
But you know
But
what's
if you
crazy?
don't know how to fix it, then you're gonna be more worried about the problem.
The thing that's crazy
Anxiety's a motherfucker.
Yeah.
is that in those situations, I feel like I've always learned the most when I have the potential of messing up. But
That's
but I-
true.
But I don't.
Like you just get thrown in there and you're like
Yes,
figure it
yes.
out.
Everything you guys learned from me while I was in the Navy, right?
Right.
So everything that I taught you was because at some point I got put
You
in a
messed it up.
position that I might have messed it up.
Yeah.
But I,
Yes, ma'am. What's up?
Where would be 7701?
So we're in 7724 right here.
Hey, so right here, you see that building right there?
Over there?
Right there to your left, right? That's 7703. So you just gonna go to the left, one more.
Alright.
Yep,
Thank you so much.
yep.
Uh-huh.
so I forgot my train of thought. there.
Nah, you were talking about how in situations like what we
Like
what
when
we
you
don't
taught us
know.
a lot of stuff
Yeah.
because he messed up.
Yeah. So I feel like
you think America's messing up right now and we're just gonna teach ourselves?
I don't.
I hope.
oh, we just don't know what's going on still, and we're just still messing it up.
I hope.
Like I said, I think we're just trying to learn. You know what I mean? I feel like we are just trying to figure stuff.
Are you
out.
hopeful?
I am hopeful. I have a lot of faith that people are going to change. I have faith in people, and I also hope that they do realize what's going on. You know, I really hope that everything does change for the better.
You got faith in people? You feel? How do you feel about people? You have faith that we can
When
figure shit out?
before I moved to Norfolk, Virginia, I thought most people were good and like just Southern hospitality.
That
type
Southern
of stuff.
mentality right there.
But now living in Virginia for the last couple of years, I feel like people here just are very selfish and quick to think that you're just doing the wrong thing. And
Do you think, instead of like likening it to Virginia, do you just think this new generation is like that? Because you haven't been home in like
I haven't been
home in
in
a couple
3 years, so three
You
and
know
a
what I'm
half,
saying?
4 years. Yeah.
to really feel it. So it might just be like a transition that America
Is this just the
going
new
through.
America here?
I think we're in a transition phase, kind of like what he's saying.
Yeah, you know what? The thing is that I think every now and then a generation has something like something big hit them. And now, I'm not talking about just like COVID. I'm talking about, for example, I think the biggest thing that this generation had so far is the use of phones. You know, you can always access everything, and you can always see everything. And I feel like we haven't really figured out how to use it properly yet, and to our advantage, to where it benefits everybody and it doesn't benefit, nobody. And I feel like once we learn how to use everything around us,
Yeah.
I feel like things will get a little bit better.
You got
agree with
60 to, I'd say 85% of people, maybe 90, just scrolling through TikTok, going through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, not utilizing it for what it could be for.
That's a fact. Everything, we've just never been this connected.
Yeah.
Like we're always connected.
I did the other day. I felt like that because I was coordinating everybody, all my wife and my friend and his wife and my other friend. We're gonna go to the beach, and I thought of this idea and I coordinated it in like 2 minutes. I called my wife. I said, "Hey, you want to go to the beach?" "Yeah." "All right, pick up my friend's wife and meet us there." I called my friend and his wife. I said, "Hey, you want to go to the beach?" "Yep." And he came. I called the guy that lives at the beach. "Hey, we're going to park at your place and we're going to walk across the street and go to the beach." "Yeah, cool." In 2 minutes, I had a plan. I thought of something and I executed it in like 2 minutes. Do you think without phones, how long that could have took?
That's a fact.
And like, I was just able to access all that in the matter of 2 minutes.
Figure it out.
I was like, "Hey, do. All right," and then now everybody that I thought that could happen is there.
This is like the best, worst time ever.
Like, you
You
can
know
use
what
that
I'm
to your
saying?
advantage or disadvantage.
Absolutely. I had a conversation with my mom that I was waiting to have with her for a long time.
You had this recently?
Yeah, it was like a month ago. But I had asked her, how she thinks. I wanted to see what her perspective was, being alive from the '60s till now, and she kind of told me something that I kind of felt was a little bit off, because she told me, I asked her if she in her mind would have imagined that the world would be the way it is right now with us.
What'd she say?
Well, I mean, when I'm talking about like with us being like so far ahead in technology, I don't want to say so far ahead.
Not as like a pandemic type of question, but as like
not a
I
pandemic.
mean, just the current state.
Yeah, just the way
like
things are right now.
technology.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I asked her if she ever thought that it would be this way, and she said no. And the thing that kind of freaked me out the most is that she said that she feels bad for us because we didn't get to experience everything the way that her and our parents did.
I'm so glad you said that. Now, we aren't really able to just live. You know what I mean?
I feel like I don't want to say we're not able to live because everything is there. I mean, if you want to go be a fucking roughneck and go out in the woods, you still can.
But you have to understand, like, for people, like everything is in their phones.
Hey,
Absolutely.
today,
Everything.
my phone died on the way to the gym. Right?
That sucks.
I went to the gym. I had a great workout.
No music.
The gym plays music. And then I came home. I talked to my wife. I used the bathroom. I showered. And then by then my phone was charged. But I felt like that 2 or 3 hour period was so like,
You need that.
it was so like liberating.
You gotta
or
detach. You
something.
gotta
To, like,
detach. That's
I
what
wasn't
they say.
worried about like, oh, do I need to check my phone to see if so-and-so called me
Yeah.
about these plans, or like if
Yeah.
so-and-so texts me about this thing I'm coordinating in the next 2 weeks, or like I felt so detached And like, I wonder if you felt like that all the time, and like you just kind of went off like, hey, let's go do this. All right, let's go. And like it was by word of mouth, and
I feel like that's something.
it felt
Just-
nice to do that.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I feel like people should do that, maybe like once a week, just for your mental. You know what I'm saying?
You need to get
that
rid of your
break.
phone for a little bit.
Like I said, we've never been this connected. We've never had access to all this information at all times.
some dude
Yeah,
I've
man.
never had a conversation with, I can follow him on Instagram.
That's crazy.
I
And you can see what his life is.
I
what
can
happened in
see-
his life.
I can see what Keanu
Right.
Reeves is doing right now.
So
Yeah.
the gym tags this guy in the photo, right? I can click on his Instagram account and look at everything he's ever done in his life that's significant to him that he would post about. And
Wow.
I can see him at the gym and know everything significant about him, but never had a conversation with this guy in my life. That's wild to me.
You know, you can know somebody without knowing somebody.
You can literally like,
Stalker.
all right, this
Yeah.
guy, he went on deployment. He broke up with this girl. He had this kid, and now he's at the gym working out his problems.
You can
There
literally
he is right now.
That's so crazy.
I think I don't believe that we are not able to go out and do the things that my parents and our parents did.
It's
I
just not in the
think,
nature now.
I just think that we don't feel like we're inclined to do it anymore. You
Okay.
know, like why? For example, why would I go to Costco when I can just get the groceries delivered to me? Why would I do that? Why would I go out and deal with? Why would I deal with people? I don't like dealing with people. I just don't. I have faith in people. I just don't like dealing with them.
Hey, you know, I didn't know they delivered groceries until you told me that.
That's a
bro.
beautiful thing.
I had COVID for real,
Yeah.
and for 2 weeks I was locked in this house.
You was on Instacart.
In the Amazon grocery delivery boy brought
You
my
was turning
groceries.
up. You was turning up. when
Your
it was
life
on
doesn't
groceries.
really have to change.
Listen,
Yeah.
that DoorDash, the
Oh,
first
DoorDash is
month,
the best thing
the
ever.
first month your delivery fee is free, and I only had COVID for 2 weeks.
So you was.
I
turning
ordered
up.
DoorDash probably like once a day, maybe twice a day. Every day I had COVID for 2 weeks of quarantine.
It's really crazy because you just don't need to leave your place anymore.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
then once that 1 month membership ended, I deleted the app.
I did
can't
too.
support that.
But I got back to it. So
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna never drift too far away from doing
Nah,
that. You
nah.
know what I'm saying?
Now
Do
that
for
right
me
there's an
now.
addiction.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
I got mad at Rebecca the other day because she orders food when she has a card sitting right here. I'd be like, look, if you order DoorDash 5 times a week, $25 a pop. Looking at whatever the amount is, right? 150 or whatever. 125. So versus you going and picking up the food and ordering it, that's like $50.
Yeah, that cuts out delivery fee and tipping.
So you're talking about $100 difference here, rather than just going and picking up your food and ordering it versus getting it delivered.
But
I feel like DoorDash is for shit that's far. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say you at the crib, you're in for the night, you want to order some food, but you don't want to drive 30 minutes to go get the food.
I was just getting frustrated because I could see like the difference in money every week.
It's big.
That-
It's
that
big.
is true.
Yeah.
That is
50
true.
versus 150.
Mhm.
That'll add up.
because everything is in the palm of your hand, and I think you know what.
That goes back to our first conversation about how everything is so connected.
I think you know what I think. I think what COVID did honestly was bring us into a completely different type of way of living. I think that's the biggest thing that it did for everybody is that everybody realized, and I think it got to the point that companies realized that you really don't need to leave your house, and people don't want to leave their house. You know, I know a lot of people are making money off of me because I don't leave my place. So I know that I'm not the only person out there like this. So it's kind of, I think that's something that COVID did do is that with the isolation, I think it started making things more accessible for people. And I think that's the way it's going to be from now
You
on.
can do this in like 10 seconds to a minute. And you can like, I find myself doing that a lot. Like the other day, I like to wear bandanas when I work out, right? But I don't want any affiliation with any kind of gang or any kind of guy that was in a gang, right? So I was like, I want a yellow bandana. Any dude with a yellow bandana ain't in the gang. Like, I just want a bandana to wear wrapped around my head like a sweater. I can order that in the midst of 10 seconds. I just type in yellow bandana, Amazon order, swipe to buy. Boom, my car's already in there.
You don't even have to go to the theaters anymore. They release everything on streaming platforms now. You really don't need to go out to the theaters and see anything. You can just wait for it to come out on some.
Hey, Godzilla was trash. I just want to
King
get
Kong
that
and Godzilla we watched. Yes, I don't watch that.
off. King Kong got cleaned up. Go ahead.
King Kong trash.
But
I had a question though. So you say like everything, like now because of COVID, is so accessible. It's all in our palm. Do you think that was good or bad for us as humans?
I think that's bad.
I
Why?
think I do want to hear what you think.
Why?
Of that, actually.
I think it's bad because people are just lazy.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
agree. I definitely agree with that.
Like, if you...
It encourages it.
I was talking to a guy at work and he was like, yeah, me and my grandfather don't get along, right? Because my grandfather, he loves to wake up in the morning and he's actively working until the sun goes down. And that's like his theory of thought. We work until the sun goes down. And when the sun goes down, we eat dinner, we shower, and we go to sleep. And he's like, yeah, me and my grandpa didn't get along because I like to take naps during the day. I'm like, whatever he wanted to do that like kids nowadays do, right?
Yeah.
But his grandpa, as a boy, was raising that mentality. We work till the sun goes down.
Yeah.
And then we shower, and we eat, and we go to sleep.
Yeah.
And I feel like people are losing that. Because I try to apply that mentality of like, all right, I'm just going to work and work and work. And then whenever it's time to clock out, like whether it's my work or my husband or my gym or whatever I have striving for, I'm clocking out.
You mean being a husband? That's what you said. You said, oh, you're a
I'm
husband.
clocking out, showering, eating, and I'm going to bed. Because I like that mentality of just working.
Yeah. It's in your nature. Why? Good or bad?
Good or bad, yeah.
I mean, it depends on how you see it. I think it depends on just how good of a person you are.
You sound like you
as far
still got DoorDash and Instacart downloaded.
as- I still have it. I will always
Yep.
have it on my phone.
That's what you sound like.
Yep. But it's kind of like, I know I catch myself doing things like just small things. You know what I mean? Like, you can see yourself progressively getting lazier. Like, if you just say, oh, you know what, I'm not going to fold these pants now, I'm just going to leave them there, and then I'll get to them eventually, and then eventually never really happens. So if you catch yourself, fucking off a little bit, I think you can prevent yourself from just being a lazy person. Everybody's going to be lazy at some point, but I think if you just catch yourself with these, like, small things that eventually just start turning into, a big, you becoming a sloth and being a couch shroom or something. Yeah, I think that's what really separates people, as opposed to the people who just, say, oh, well, fuck it, I don't need to leave my place and I don't need to work out, I don't need to do anything, I have everything here covered in my home. Which is cool, but it's just kind of like, come on, man, like, there's no reason why you can't go to the gym, hit the gym for like 30 minutes, or get interested in doing something else. Be proactive with what you're doing in some sort of way. Take 30 minutes out of your day to learn how to play the piano, learn how to play the guitar, do something. If you're going to stay inside all the time,
Cook something. Get in the kitchen. Be
be nice with that
do
shit, man.
something. You have to do.
Do 10 burpees, do
You should-
something.
Ain't nobody do no 10 burpees.
Ain't nobody doing burpees for recreational purposes.
But what you're saying is you're supposed to do. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
People
You are
built to work.
Yeah, you're meant to do something. And on some real stuff, like you kind of supposed to be around people. You're not supposed to just always be secluded.
I say
Sometimes you're supposed to go outside.
at least once a month at church, they say people are meant for community.
Everybody wants a sense of community. We need that.
Like what we're doing right
Yes.
now. Everybody needs to talk
Yes.
to somebody.
It's a fact.
I think I heard something a while back, and I really liked it. Right now in this very moment, I think the human society is working towards getting to a point in evolution where we just don't have to work to get what we want. We just become so advanced and so evolved and so in tune with each other that there's just no reason for conflict. That there's just no reason to argue with the person next to you, or to disagree with somebody to the point that you want to kill them, or just do something. I think everybody is just working towards that goal. And whether or not we experience that in our lifetime is whatever. But I feel like that's what
So
the
you
main
think
goal.
people are just too lazy to care? Is that kind of
I
what you're
think some
getting at
people
now?
are. I think some people are. But I feel like
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that sometimes, but then I kind of snap out of it as soon as I get some energy.
we all
We're all human, bro. We're gonna have them type of emotions. We're gonna feel that way sometimes.
Absolutely.
But it comes back to what you were just saying about, like, letting yo, I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? Let me tighten up real quick.
just catch yourself, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Wash
yeah.
those dishes, mop that floor, fold them clothes when you need to. Just, you know what I mean? Don't just leave your stuff on the
We
floor.
all do it, man. We all do it. We're all human. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I ain't gonna say we gotta hold each other accountable. We gotta hold ourselves accountable. That's where it starts. And that's really what it is.
I think that's a good way to wrap it up right there.
That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And remember, everything is connected.
Hey, I appreciate y'all listening
Yeah.
to the podcast. If y'all ain't seen the last one, we're gonna put the link in the description. It's been a while since we recorded the last one. I'm gonna pass it on over to J Mac.
Once again, I'm Mac One.
I hope you guys enjoy the podcast, everybody. Listen to my words. Don't be a piece of shit in society. We all have to work together to reach one main goal. So, I really hope if you were one of those fuck around people during COVID, you really see yourself for who you are.
Yeah, bro, I really thought you was Ice Cube for a second.
Me too.
That's what's up. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
Hey,
man.
God bless. Love. We out.